Okay, welcome everyone to the Water and Sewer Commission meeting, February 6th. John, you want to
Move that we accept the minutes from January.
so move? Park Street Pump Station.
So, we met about 2.5 weeks ago. Not a whole lot's changed. We're still waiting for the soft starts would have a ship date of February 9th, which is Friday, I believe, right? Yes. So hopefully that is the ship date. We get confirmed or confirmation that they get shipped. I'm guessing it'll take a couple of weeks to get here. Couple things that we have done since then is obviously we extended, or Mike Canales extended the substantial completion date to April 1st. It was supposed to be March 1st. But with the unknown ship date, or hopefully the ship date that's hopefully on the 9th, but the unknown arrival date, and it being kind of out of their hands, we figured that April 1st would be good for substantial completion, and May 1st would be for final payment, scheduled anyway.
Beautiful.
So there's actually a change order for that. It doesn't cost, there's no cost to the town or anything. It's just kind of a contractual thing that it's signed by both parties, the town and the contractor, that, they both agree that hopefully these will be the dates. I mean, Mike and I are both in agreement that, as far as penalties go, it's out of their hands.
They can't get us.
No, I mean, at this point, they could probably contest that, have a case. So, we want to remain good friends with our contractor and,
And we have February 9th, so these are going to be ships.
let's hope that date holds true. It all hinges on that at the moment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's an unfortunate situation, but, everything that's, completed is the hard work. Waiting for the last little piece and,
Just started.
so that's kind of an update.
Okay, good.
And the existing station, of course, is, we're getting by with it, but,
Limping.
it'll be a great day when it's gone.
I bet. I bet. The sewer needs analysis. Now, we had that presentation. What needs to be done now, Tony? Is there anything that our area that we need to do, or it's in their lap?
Well, they're not complete with their analysis yet. I just have a couple of notes here from our call last Thursday. We do a Thursday call regarding our Park Street project, and I had a couple of questions for them. They're still gathering some information. Actually, they've gathered the information from Tri-Town Board of Health, but they need to compile all the data that was given to them. So basically, they're still looking at conceptual layouts. I don't think that we'll probably hear back from them until our April meeting with any more factual stuff. If I had to guess, they haven't said that, but I'm guessing that they're going to need a month and a half or so to keep going on it.
Okay.
It's moving forward. It's just,
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I just want to sort of get an update on that. The I&I study?
the I&I study, so there was obviously four phases to that, and it's been over 5 years. So it's phase 4 is about 90% complete. Everything that's been done on phase 4 that they could actually find and locate and put eyes on has been documented and on their end. And so basically what has to happen with our I&I study every year is by March 31st, the consultant has to submit to DEP what we did for the year regarding our I&I project. So that will be done. We have a contract with DPC to conduct that for us. And basically by probably late May to early June, the town will receive our final report from the 4 phases of the study. And with probably a prioritized list of recommendations with different categories being manhole repairs, sewer line, it'll be categorized into different things.
Beautiful.
So
Anxiously waiting.
And then with that, every year, probably from now until whenever, we'll have to earmark money and DEP wants to see a substantial amount. They don't want to see $10,000 a year. going towards the report that you spent 500,000 to create. So, we'll need to do some work. Obviously, they understand that, people have, small towns don't have unlimited resources to do the whole thing at once. So, maybe we can develop a plan of attack once we have the document.
I think once we get that, I think then maybe recreate maybe a 5-year plan and go from there.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think.
So they'll prioritize some stuff for us. Obviously, the leak over in Glendale is one of the things that I want to get done this year and I'm budgeting for to do.
In front of the firehouse.
Yeah, well, in front of the post office.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that vicinity. So things like that. I mean, we'll try to do little hits until we know it's exactly what we need to do for bigger project regarding that, I guess.
Makes sense. Good, good. Groundwater recharge study, Mike?
You've probably been seeing the emails floating back and forth, so it sounds like he's gonna give me a call Thursday. He sounds like he's a very, very busy person. So that's the one special article that, when we had our Zoom meeting last year with Patrick and them, in inquiring about this thing, I want to say he threw the number out of like 50,000 because they use a lot of UMass students to do the work. So I put that on there. Mike doesn't need that number right away, but hopefully, Thursday when I have a chat with this gentleman from, it's the Massachusetts GIS, the Geological Survey, out of UMass. That's where they're stationed, and they do the geological work all over the state, and to do the study for Lake Averick to see what kind of groundwater recharge we have, so we can really put a really good number on our safe yield.
Usage, yeah.
Yeah, what our reservoir is capable of giving us in a drought year, especially. So hopefully Thursday, I'll get some answers on a budget number, and then, like I said, Mike's not meeting with finance committee yet and all that, and he doesn't need that number right away, but we do have a preliminary number. So hopefully, and when I do talk with him, and if I get anything, I'll send out an email to the board just to let you guys know where we're at.
So the budget thing now is you guys just submit your budgets directly to Michael, and Michael talks it over with you guys and then presents it to the finance committee.
Yeah.
Remember how much different it is? It was. Certainly is.
A lot easier.
Certainly streamlined than what it used to be.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Good, good. I like that.
Everybody sees it, but it's still, it just doesn't work so formal.
Yeah, yeah. Lead service lines required by DEP.
Yeah, so this lead service line, we mentioned it in our last meeting a couple weeks ago. It's a new requirement by the federal government that we identify what every water service line in our system is made of to every house, into the house, out near the water main, the whole entire service. So I've been working on it daily for the last 2 weeks. I don't know, I think I got like 400 of them done, something like that. So I'm about halfway through. There's a lot of records, as we talked about, trying to hit up people that have been around town a long time and figure out what names were houses, because the old books don't have house numbers on them, obviously, and it's just a name. And
So how are you doing that?
well, I'm going through and doing all the ones I know and I can find records on, but
So there's some place you can look up the records. You don't have to
Well-
talk to the homeowners.
well, I will have to go to the homeowners because some we don't have really good records on at all. So I don't know if before I put this stuff down in there, like it's galvanized and they're potentially unknown lead out at the water main. They used to use these little lead whips they call goosenecks. And I don't know if they're one out there or not. So you have to put that it's unknown. And if it's a whole galvanized service, then it's an unknown. If there's a pigtail, usually it checks it off automatically that it's a service that needs to be replaced. So we do have quite a few fully galvanized services. The house is still in town, dozen or two. So before I go and put that in the lead service line inventory, I really would like to at least go in the basement of the house to make sure see if there is galvanized coming in or copper. The house I mentioned earlier, that it's got in 1963, they put a whole new copper water service into it, but I don't know, I don't know. It just says Johnson and I don't know where, it's in Interlaken somewhere, but, so anyway, just that kind of stuff. And I can go to the assessor's office and we can look back and and the GIS system doesn't have all the previous owners daisy chained back, but the Michael's records do in the office. So I can do some digging that way as well. It's due in October. This time of year when we have office time available, I'm just trying to get through all of it that I can.
It's a good idea to do that.
And, get the majority, because as soon as the so-called winter goes away and we go into construction season, it gets crazy and office time is not very easy to come by. So, but it's going pretty good. It's actually gonna, like I said last time, it's gonna be a really nice working document, actually. It's all in a spreadsheet, Excel format.
Every house is going to be.
Every house documented by street number. We can add them in if new houses pop up, and it's as they get changed, we can change them out, and it's actually a pretty nice document when it's all done. So pretty neat. A lot of work, but I can't imagine big cities how
So-
Yeah, I can't either.
So what does DEP ask you to do if you find that there's lead there?
It automatically, this is just the inventory stage, so
Oh,
we
I
don't
see.
have to go out and dig anything up to go and inspect and make sure there's, if it is lead at the water main. We've dug up water lines in the past. I think it's the 30+ years I've been here, we've probably dug up like 7 of them with a lead pigtail at the water main. It's very, very uncommon. Kind of the 20s, 30s, somewhere in there they were used every now and then, but
But you don't expect that you'll have a lot of repairs?
no, I don't think so. And then we'll have to make decisions. I don't know what comes the next stage. I actually there's a class, I think the 26th of this month. DEP just put out. It's a 1.5 hour training on this whole thing. Update. So I'm hoping there's gonna be a lot of answers with that. So that's coming up. It's a Zoom.
Well, that's good that we don't have a lot of people in town with that.
No, we don't.
And if it happens, obviously, I would think the homeowners would be responsible. I would think that they'd want to know.
The service is the responsibility of the homeowner, but, and good, we have to do some inspections and maybe we do dig a few up here and there. I don't know, but, we'll see as we roll through this whole thing, how many we actually come up with that come up on the radar is. So if you don't know if it's a fully galvanized water line into the house and you don't know if you put unknown on the pigtail out at the water main, it comes up as it needs to be replaced. Automatically, as you put the data in, it pops up. So it's got to get replaced. And once this inventory is handed in, then we'll get directions at a later date, I'm sure, what needs to happen. And it might be a deadline of, by in the next 5 years, or I don't know, whatever.
They were all replaced on Church Street, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A lot of streets. I mean, we put in 9 miles of water main since I've been here.
Even Main Street. Remember, we sent out a letter to everyone on Main Street. At that time, we're digging through if you want to change your line out.
Yeah. There's a lot of,
We even did a couple for people.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
to the edge of the road. Yes. Yeah.
we hope a lot
So
of.
there's a lot of, I mean,
Selectmen did. Not the sewer and water.
so we've put in 9 miles of water main ourselves and with our work, our water and sewer department and the highway. And we've done a lot of other projects with SRF money over the years too. So we've got a lot of old stuff that's over 125 years old, and we got a lot of newer stuff too. So
Yeah. We're doing okay.
yeah.
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 The master plan update, has there?
I did I talked to Dave today. They will have it most likely all done. They're working on, I can't remember what part of it he said today, some kind of the rate water rates thing and, they were doing another analysis of something else and he said probably by next week we'll have, a draft copy to look at.
Beautiful.
But the GIS stuff that I handed back to him a long time, well, a while ago is all done. So just a couple small sections to finish up and then we'll have it to look at probably next week.
Really great because the lay person in town can go on the Stockbridge website and they can pick up all kinds of stuff
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah,
Just scroll down and
yeah.
it's really neat. Good for us to do that. John, the stewardship, how are we doing?
Not good. Not looking good. You know, we've had, projected meetings and they get canceled and I still don't know what's happening.
We got an email yesterday, right? I'm sure you.
I didn't look at that one there yet.
To see if the selectmen sent out an email stating if we want to still stay on the commission or whatever we
Yeah,
are,
they're
the committee.
concerned about it for sure.
Yeah,
Do you not have a chairman or do
you
you?
don't.
We don't have a chairman, yeah. Oh, I told them that I wouldn't do the chair. I'd be on the committee. I'll do the committee, but I won't do the chair. I elected Michael Nathan to do that. Michael Nathan lives on the lake. He should be
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, he's energetic. Michael's okay.
Yeah,
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, yeah.
Is he the one that does the harvester
Yeah.
also?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we haven't had a meeting to discuss this. I haven't seen that email. So who sent that email?
I think Teresa did. I can forward it to you. And she might have tried your town of Stockbridge address, which doesn't really work for you. She
No,
might
it
not.
doesn't
Yeah,
work.
I can forward it to your
All right,
Gmail.
that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Concerns? Mike?
I have a couple. As you know, last year we had a freeze up and then a thaw out in 25 Park Street, Billy's old house, Sparks. Well, over the summer, at some point, that water break in that house was fixed. And the plumber that fixed it, we're thinking must have turned the water back on. So it froze when we had that real cold snap last week and it thawed out again and it started filling the house with water again. So, the house was sold 2 weeks ago. And it's getting turned over, it's getting sold again. So I've talked to the person that bought the house, and recommended to her that we read the meter. Cause if there's gonna be another closing in a week or two, to, at least pay that water. We don't need to obviously put a sewer charge on it, cause all the water got pumped out of the basement into the catch basin, so, the water charge it's like $500, so, or $600. So I went and read it the other day. Christine already came up with the amount for the water to be, at the closing. 'Cause we didn't even read it, it was kind of turned off in the software. So, because the water was off.
So there were no occupants, obviously.
No, so.
It had been turned off you thought it was turned off
Yeah,
from the first freeze up.
yeah, last July or whatever it was, a year ago.
Who discovered this? I'm
The
surprised.
neighbor that bought Pat Flynn's house, the water was running out the back door.
That would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, running down the driveway.
It took care of a lot of downstairs.
So there was like 10,000 gallons of water went through it. Last time it was 60,000. The cellar was full of water. It was running out the hatchway. So anyway, the owner of it is well aware and she's gonna call Christine and get everything all squared away for when they do have the closing. Christine's all set for that. Then we had I had another phone call the other day. And I talked to this gentleman, down on North Church Street you probably remember when, there was a house there and then they took the barn and they started to remodel it and then the barn had to get connected to the house. So the house has 2 water services going into it. So there's 2 water meters. So there's 2 minimum bills. And they wanted to know if they could be, billed for one and take the reading on the other and add them together and just get one bill. So they're not paying minimum bills on 2 meters. So I talked to Christine about it and it's kind of a billing nightmare because every account is every water meter creates an account.
Mhm.
So they said it was gonna be a real, a kind of a mess to kind of turn one off, but it's still active. So we have another one of these situations too. That person, over by you, Artie Schloss, when he put the big addition on, he's like, I'm not dealing with all the plumbing, and that was the situation with North Church as well.
Mhm.
It was just easier to
I
put.
remember that North Church thing.
Yeah, it was a big to-do. And I recommended that the best way to take care of it would be to put a meter pit out in the yard, pull the water meters right out of the house. We'll take one out and put it in the meter pit, but
Exactly.
to install a meter pit out in the lawn, which it's gonna be a little bit of, it's gonna be some money, but, that was the one thing that I recommended to the person. This sounds like it's gonna be a little bit of a nightmare for the billing to do. Sounds easy to us, but it's not with the
It
software.
does sound easy.
Yeah, yeah. And I just thinking off the top of my head, the Artie slush was the other one I came up with, but there might be a couple more too. We certainly have the subtraction ones all over the place. But they actually have meters in their houses and they just get subtracted, so it's pretty simple. But this one sounded like it was gonna be kind of a pain to deal with, so.
Now, did you let them know that yet, or?
Yeah, I did let them know that I did email them back and told them that it sounds like it's gonna be a little bit of a software and billing nightmare and, that the meter pit would probably be the best thing to do. But I told them I would bring it up at the meeting, but, that, I just wanted to,
All right, so they know.
yeah.
Okay.
They could do it sort of in and out from the one house.
That's the other recommendation, but it would be, because they built a three-season screen porch over where the water line goes into the main. It's full foundation. And then the barn's on a slab. So they just, it's gonna be easier just to put
Yeah.
but it's the minimum bill on water and sewer for both meters. And they usually have a minimum reading for both. That would be a minimum reading for one meter. So, it's another $250 for a minimum read. So.
Whatever they.
Tony?
I don't know if I have any, actually, I wouldn't call it a concern. I just wanted to make you guys aware, just because people kind of tend to forget that, the wastewater plant is going to be coming, it's 38 years old. And people keep thinking, it's a new plant, everything's new down there. Well,
Is it really 38 years old?
yeah, it's
Seriously?
38 years old, coming up on, and in 2026, it'll be 40 years old.
It all looks new. You must be doing a very good job maintaining it.
So I just want to let you know that, things are getting older and requiring more maintenance than usual. So with that said, the budget's going to increase this year.
So's the operator.
And, things are, when things break now, they are a lot more expensive than they were 40 years ago. So, when you look over my budget and things, you'll see some increases. It's not a lot, but
That's fine.
it needs to happen. We were level funding for many years where maybe we should have been thinking otherwise, but that's okay. We got through it.
I thought you were going to talk about we have to start planning on our anniversry.
Yeah, I was thinking about a party.
Where are we
Is
going
that
to,
up to me?
where are we going to have the party and shall it be?
Yeah, that's above my pay grade.
I remember when they built the thing, gosh.
I know, and when you think about that 1996, we started building the water plant. They're only 10 years apart. It's crazy to think. They seem like seemed like it was such a big span between the wastewater and the water plant, but really 10 years
They
is
do,
much.
the plants look, the plants do look, the area down there looks great. But our area was always looking great. Are they going to do the sand, the salt shed? Are they going to replace that? Didn't we
Yeah,
appropriate for that?
the engineering is, they're working on it. Yep.
Going to be right back there also, same place?
Yep.
It's going to be on a town meeting, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
Good.
That's all part of that. Paid off the sewer note and town hall and water plant and rolled right back into the loan last year, 2 years ago, whenever it was.
Yeah,
Tuckerman, the salt shed, some other things are planned with that money.
that's it. Get things paid off. That's great. Okay, the last thing, the chairmanship. I'm up for reelection this year. And I would like to say that I don't want to be chairman anymore. So it's going to be an issue. This is going to be my last hurrah on the board. And after another 3 years, as I was talking to Jennifer about it, I think I'll be 80, and I think probably I won't know how to get to this town hall.
You could run for president.
Yeah. Don't count your chickens.
So anyway, I have my paper here, but I'm very serious about this. I don't want to be chairman. And I hope one of the two of you guys will be interested in doing that, and I would appreciate it. But I don't want to be the chairman anymore. So with that, if someone would
When does your term end?
in
May? May.
So traditionally, John, we don't elect a chairman until the meeting following the election. So I would say, let's table this.
Yeah,
Have that
let's table it
discussion.
till-
Let's see if you get elected.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about it.
I never thought. Do you know something I don't, Peter? Okay, so right now, what I will do is I'll go forward with this, but
For your 3-year reelection.
I'm serious about the chairmanship, so please you
Okay.
two
Yeah.
think about it. Okay.
Well,
And with that, if you mind signing my nomination paper, appreciate it.
Well, maybe we could do you a favor and just abstain from signing your paper.
Now I got to stay in front of the post office for 3 days. Remember Schuler did it, and remember he wouldn't sign it.
Yeah.
So, all right, so with
Yeah,
that,
we've been
would
notified.
someone like to adjourn the meeting?
All right.
I move that we adjourn.
I second it.
So moved. Thank you.
Do you have a pen?
Jennifer, if you would mind, don't forget to pass it over.